I was like, I'm gonna read the chapter that made me cry. She read the chapter! She jumped ahead to read the chapter. And I
Hey guys, welcome to today's podcast, The Heated Table! Woo! I'm your host, Onion, and I'm followed by my wonderful host.
Oh, hey, I'm May.
Hello, I'm Cash.
I'm Ami.
And finally, we have the whole gang here. First time. Yay! Our theme today is dropped webtoons. That means at least one of us here has dropped a webtoon that the rest of us has been reading. Dun dun. Anyways, today's menu is Appetizer, How to Become a Dragon, our entree, Mom I'm Sorry, and our wonderful, or maybe not so wonderful dessert, True Beauty.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's problematic. Dun dun dun. Button.
And we're drinking tea this time.
Yeah, so let me just talk about our tea. So as you can see, there's a couple changes with our setup. We've added a couple more things. So you guys can play I Spy with your friends, what you see new this week. We are also drinking tea, and hopefully every podcast, every episode, every week we can have tea to drink. And this week we are drinking Sunbird's Kuro Mamecha. Yeah, it's a black soybean tea. So have you guys tried it yet?
I did.
Let's all take a quick sip. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's so good.
It's super good. Like warms your throat so much. It's so good. It has like a nutty.
It has like a chocolate taste almost.
Beanie.
Nutty beanie. It has a chocolate taste almost.
Oh,
Not really like
chocolate.
You know the aftertaste of when you have chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh,
I guess that's where nutty would come from.
Yeah, like a
I
kind
get
of
that.
a nutty.
Well, it's like it's soybean.
Yeah, soybeans. So.
It's good.
Yeah, it's really good.
good.
You guys should buy it.
I
We're
feel
not
like
sponsored, but
If I were to, what season do you think it would fit best?
I would say it's like
Fall.
Oh yeah.
Winter, fall.
Winter, fall. Yeah, it does feel warming.
Yeah, let's go with our How to Be a Dragon now. This webtoon is about emojis who are serpents that fail to become dragons.
Losers.
And,
Sorry.
and now they have a once-in-a-lifetime chance to take a dragon exam to fulfill their dream in becoming a dragon. But each of the emoji needs a human assistant to help them pass the exam. And those human assistants are the ones that actually made them fail the first time.
Okay, quick recap though. So they had already tried to do the exam, but they failed it.
Yep,
So
they
it's the
failed
same exam.
it's a different exam.
Different exam.
Okay.
There's different criterias, and the exam facilitators also get to decide what they have to do.
Yeah.
So it's a lot different than
I guess I'm outing myself because I dropped it.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
first time they just had to train for 1,000 years and they just automatically ascend.
Mm-hmm.
And then if a human sees them and say, snake, then
Oh
they
yeah.
drop.
Okay, yeah. I remember now.
Are they the reincarnated version of the human, or are they just familial blood relation?
Yeah, it's their ancestors that made them fail.
their ancestors.
Yeah, that's why I was like, are they reincarnated or just like
Yeah, it's
blood
their
related?
ancestors. Yep. So
Let's get started.
Let's get into it.
So Cash, I think you're the only one who dropped it.
Fully dropped, I was in the processing of dropping it.
What does that even mean?
I was
What does that mean? Right now, explain.
like, what I did, so there's like 3 new episodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of reading the first 2, now I'm just reading every newest one. So let's say I missed like 4 weeks, I just read the 4th week.
oh,
Onion, that's whack.
Slowly, that's like,
This is why I don't.
Trust you.
You don't care about the story development.
Wait till we get later on. I'm out Onion for what Onion did.
No, like you don't care about the story development. You're just like spoilers.
yeah, no,
like honestly.
no. Okay. I feel
Wait
so,
till later. I will out you.
Wait, you dropped it too though.
Yeah, but I don't do that. I'm not like I partially dropped it. Let me jump to the newest chapter.
No, I read the Korean version, okay? I have something. And you know how, like, I'm bilingual, okay? And
What?
I'm bilingual.
people who are bilingual don't get a...
Literally, we're all bilingual. We're sitting here in bilingual
There's
silence.
so many monolinguals out there. Being bilingual has so many benefits. It's like strengthens the mind and brain. Anyway.
Okay, what's your point?
Yeah, what's your point?
No, so I read the Korean version, right? So then I'm already technically ahead because they're like 5 chapters ahead. So I've already read it once. But then since it's so far ahead, I have to wait for like the English version to come out. But then I get bored. And so then I stop reading and I stop reading the Korean version and eventually like it catches up and then it's far beyond.
So you're like partially reading How to Become a Dragon.
Yeah, I just skip the newest and then read the
You
newest
just read the
one.
latest episodes.
Whenever you feel like
Whenever
it.
you feel like
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Why did you drop it?
yeah.
We're done
Yeah.
with you.
Okay, as much as like I feel like we want controversy in this episode, I just feel like my reason to drop webtoons can either be like it's not as exciting anymore, or if there are too many cliffhangers. I'm like, I would rather there be enough episodes or I can binge. And I think this one, I was just kind of over it. I was like, every other episode has been someone might die or someone's like in chaos or not going to pass the exam. As a, I'm not a student anymore, but as someone that was a student, that is kind of hard to be reading about. I'm
That's
like,
true.
I don't want to read about you failing your class when I'm like trying to pass my own. Like, especially like, I don't know. I think the main character, Bari, he like be doing the most in like dumb ways. And that's reason enough for me to drop it. I'll come back. Like, I'm still following it, so.
So you feel like you would come back to it when there's more.
Yeah, but also there are webtoons that I read where I'm like, I don't want to die because I want to know how this webtoon ends. And that one, I could die and I just wouldn't care about it. I'd be like, listen.
I'm on the same boat, okay? Because it's like I'd rather if it was all out, I would finish it already. But when I'm in that waiting period, I already have other webtoons that I'm suddenly more emotionally invested in. So then I slowly forget about the one that I was waiting for.
I will say though, knowing that we were going to do this episode, I was like, maybe I should check it out again. And I did remember most of the things that were going on, which like...
That kind of signifies something that
Yeah.
you remembered most of the story.
Yeah, because I think there's some stories that I even read and I finish and
you're
like,
just like,
I don't remember later on. But this one I was like, oh yeah, like maybe I could actually binge this one if I felt like it.
Where exactly in the story did you drop? Do you remember what was happening?
Yeah, Bari just like burned his hand.
Okay, that's where I haven't read since that. I haven't dropped it yet.
That's dropped to me. No, it's not. That is dropped more than you.
I have not dropped it.
Whack.
I have not dropped
Whack.
it. No, because like
That's dropped.
no, it's not.
We need to define this.
I don't consider it dropped. I consider like
That's the same amount I've read, and I've considered that dropped,
don't
despite
consider
me
that
still
dropped.
following the webtoon.
I don't consider it dropped though.
Why not?
Because I know it's there. I'm gonna read it later.
What?
You never read it though.
It's like I'm aware of it and I think it's a good story and I know I'm gonna read it later.
Did you define drop?
I
like,
define that as dropped.
I don't define that as dropped. I have it as hold. I define that as
These are
on
fighting
hold.
words.
I have that defined as on hold.
Okay,
Because
that's
no,
funny.
I got to the point when I was reading this too. I had caught up already.
Yeah.
And this is still a great story. I like want to,
Yeah.
read more still. But because there isn't enough out, I'm just gonna read other webtoons, pause and read other webtoons. I consider that on hold. I don't consider it dropped. Dropped is like True Beauty. Horrible webtoon. But we'll wait for that.
Fighting words.
Where I never coming back to this. I could care less. Or sorry if y'all like lookism, but that too. I'm not gonna ever consider it.
Okay, that's interesting to know because when we were organizing our bookshelf, I definitely put things in dropped that were just like
on hold, basically?
technically on hold.
Oh.
Under your definition, I would still consider that dropped because I'm someone that literally reads webtoons every day.
Yeah.
Like, so for me, like that's dropped.
I don't read webtoons every day.
I do.
I have like webtoon waves.
Webtoon should have hired me. I'd be reading webtoons every day.
Oh my god. I have webtoon waves where there's a period where I'm binging.
Yeah.
And then a period when I'm like just not reading anything at all. So the last time I read webtoons was last winter. And now that it's summer, I actually like reading them again.
You read webtoons like people watch anime.
Yeah.
Seasonal.
Yep.
Okay, that makes
I read webtoons seasonally.
I guess that's why for me it's dropped because I'm like I see that it's updated, but I'm ignoring it purposefully.
Because you read it every day. I
Yeah.
guess that's why. Versus I'm like, no, I don't. Yeah, okay.
What have been reading this?
I mean, so I'm like May, where I also read seasonally. Like I have very long periods of times before I pick up webtoons again. But yeah, I've been reading How to Become a Dragon.
What part are you at?
I think I'm further than I'm definitely further than the burn hand part. That's for sure.
Okay. I'm like I can now. Well, that's read the most.
I read the most. I'm further than any of you. I'm further than any of you. What?
And you dropped it.
No. I'm middle of dropping. It's not what I consider dropped is when I get it out of my library.
Oh, you remove it.
Yeah. That's what I consider dropped.
Okay, Onion, I know you've mentioned this before because we've talked about this. But sometimes when you drop webtoons, you still check up on them.
Yeah, that's with the True Beauty. Sometimes I get curious. So, like,
Okay, well, wait for that. We'll wait for that.
Oh my goodness.
So it seems like me and Cash are like kind of around the same area for how to become a dragon. So we'll probably go from there. But I wanted to discuss Bari and I think her name is Damsel.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Their
the
weird
relationship.
relationship.
I still don't understand, like, what happened between, you know, the incarnation of Young, so his ancestor, Young, and then Damsel, and then Bari. And apparently Damsel and Young's ancestor had, like, a thing going on, or Young had feelings for Damsel. And then
Oh yeah.
she pushed him off a cliff for some reason.
Oh yeah, that's what I was like.
I still don't understand fully.
Okay,
about
so
that whole situation.
knowing that you've read further ahead, you still really don't. It hasn't.
Because they didn't mention more about it. What happened was Bari ends up finding out what happened with Damsel and Young's ancestor, and then he was pretty pissed at Damsel, and Damsel's moping. That's the aftermath.
Yeah, I remember reading
I've
that part.
gotten that part.
Yeah, I've read that part too.
But the situation itself of them pushing off the ancestor, he ends up dying, and then why Young called him a snake and then killed Bari, and I think it was for the sake of Damsel, so Damsel could.
Ascend and
yeah, that's
Sad.
right.
Damsel was like panicked because she wouldn't be able to ascend.
But yeah, when that situation happened, I remember, oh, this makes the story even more like I added
Complex.
added another layer definitely to the story because you had Bari as if he had to give back to Damsel in a way.
Yeah, he's indebted to her.
Yeah, he almost felt indebted to her. And then all of a sudden he learns about
actually
the real
happened.
reason why,
Uh-huh.
he wasn't.
Well, isn't that, and maybe this is just because I'm like at this part, but that's why the burning hand was signifying,
deal,
right? Because
yeah.
it kind of broke off their bond. It was like a way to show of,
Yeah, because she was
I no
offering to heal
longer
his
want to be
hand.
connected to you in any way.
this author also wrote
Super secret.
Super Secret.
Which did you guys read that?
yeah.
I really,
I
like that
really,
one.
I think we all
liked it.
finished that one.
I really liked
But
Super Secret. That's why I was super excited when I saw that they were posting another.
Yeah, that's
Webtoon.
also why I got into this one. Although I was gonna comment, I feel like this author does a lot in like interpersonal relationships and writing about them, and they're all really interesting.
Yeah.
Like, just because they're not the main character doesn't mean you don't look forward to see what the side characters got going on.
Yeah, for sure. And I noticed that this one, I don't really know now. I haven't really looked at the stats, but I noticed that How to Become a Dragon is a little bit, it's like a lot less popular than Super Secret was, which I was really surprised that, like, maybe a lot of readers don't realize that they came out with a new webtoon.
I think it's just because it's not romance.
I agree.
Oh,
Yeah, Super Secret was labeled as a romance. And the reason why, like, I don't really read romances that often, but the reason why I liked Super Secret was because it was more supernatural. It was a supernatural romance.
Yeah.
So a lot of Webtoons audience skews a little younger, and they enjoy, like, the romance genre a little bit more.
It's like old school Wattpad, but in comics.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all were ever
I feel that, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's probably why people aren't as interested in How to Become a Dragon.
It does feel a little bit different though, because Super Secret, if I remember correctly, it had like the numbers and then it would be like a little chunk. Like you.
Like
Does that make sense?
Yeah, the arc. They had the different arcs
Yeah.
that were labeled.
Yeah.
So I feel like sometimes that made it easier to read.
Because you knew like what arc you were in.
Yeah, it's like chapters. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
here,
that's
this,
true.
this. I kind of like that.
I wish more authors chose to kind of label the arc, but I believe in Love Advice, they also kind of had their arcs,
Yeah.
like, kind of shown out or whatever. So,
I feel really bad for Young one of the emojis. This lady, Youngno.
He's not a lady though.
Oh yeah, that's the lady. Oh my god,
Like he people think he's like
Yeah.
he's a yeah.
He was
I thought
a
that was
lady.
funny. People
Crap.
think he's a woman.
like one of
Is
the
he gay?
no,
No, he's not a lady.
he only pretended to be a
Why
lady
do
to
I
get
always
with the friend.
in my head that is a lesbian? It just is what it is.
I feel so bad for Youngno because his curse on
Get through
Sun
this.
was the parents would never know the happiness of raising a child, and the child will never know the happiness of having a parent. And I was thinking like
yeah,
that's so. Did you go to the arc where they go back to their past?
I don't think I'm that far.
I see. Anyway. Sun ends up finding out what her curse is and ends up finding who Youngno is and everything.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I remember that.
And there's her grandma, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say any spoilers. Can I just say it?
I
No.
mean, we can bleep it.
No.
I
don't wanna hear it.
Oh, yeah.
What the heck?
Totally,
I don't care about them. I care about me.
What do you know about her grandma so far?
I don't know.
Like
anything.
we're literally around the arc when Barry burns
Yeah,
his hand.
I know what you're talking about, though.
So
Yeah.
like
Okay, and so she like has no parents, right? And she thought it was just like a fluke kind of like thing,
Yeah, but it's a curse.
right?
I didn't even know they were cursed.
All of them
so
are
all
cursed.
all the humans that are helping the dragons ascend are cursed.
Because of them.
Because
Like,
of
they're
them.
literally cursed because of that dragon that they're helping.
Yeah.
What is Youngyi's curse?
He will never have achievement in his
Yeah.
life. So he was like actually really smart. He passed all his grades, but when he like tried to go to the interview, his like bus would break down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Or-
every time you try to get a real job, it like just didn't work
If
out.
they help them,
then
then
the
it
curse
will-
will break.
will break.
Only if
Yeah.
they become a dragon though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Only if they ascend to be a dragon.
and if they fail their tests, then they fail to be a dragon.
Yeah.
Mhm. And
Got
then
it.
the curse continues.
Oh, I'm curious.
But only one of them can be.
Yeah. Only
One
one.
of them can
Yeah.
ascend. Yeah.
So like before, that's what made the
That's
story
messed
so
up.
like that's
see,
like
maybe that's why I dropped it.
but like that's like what made the story interesting to me because like before like the original, if you just did it the original way, 1,000 years, study 1,000 years, then everyone would just ascend,
Yeah.
eventually. But because that human
They were
like,
betrayed.
were betrayed, now they're giving the second chance to ascend, but only one of them can.
This author is is it like a sadist? A masochist? Like, I just feel like that's messed up to like be like, this person ruined your life, didn't let you get your achievement of
Or like their
becoming,
ancestor, I guess.
you were supposed
Yeah.
to. Irrelevant. Humans are trashy. And then they have to work with them.
Yeah.
And then only one of them gets it.
Yeah, I think, who do you think's most deserving?
Well, it doesn't.
I mean,
I feel like the main character is gonna get
Like
it.
who's gonna like ascend? Who do you want to ascend, regardless of how the plot goes?
I want Youngno.
Yeah,
Because Sun's situation is so much, I don't know, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Every single time a child is born, they don't have their parents.
Yeah.
Okay, low key. This is what I kind of hope happens, even though I haven't read ahead.
Yeah.
I hope that Young No is able to ascend, but then Damsel gets punished for her
Involvement.
involvement
She
with
killed a
her
human.
fake, her fake ascension almost. I hope that she gets punished, and then that
somebody
allows
else can.
it allows Barry to rightfully. He was supposed to rightfully ascend.
Yeah. Because
So-
no one knows she killed the dude.
Yeah, so I hope that that's what the story ends up being, but who knows, because the story's following Barry and I don't remember the main guy's name.
Young you.
Young Yu, yeah. The story's following those two, so who knows. But I really hope that they shed light on Damsel's betrayal, almost like her fake ascension, and then
Does anything bad happen if they don't become dragons?
I think they just
Oh,
forever become
the person.
serpents.
They become serpents.
Oh, they're already serpents
They're already
now.
serpents.
Oh, okay.
You know the snakes.
Yeah, they're snakes.
Oh, yeah.
So they just stay that way forever.
Okay. Yeah. What do they get? Are they just kings of the river and the water?
They just
monster?
protect the river.
But like, what does that mean?
They're like gods. They turn into gods.
And like, I'm just thinking, who you would want as like a leader, and what their powers are. So like the consequences of that's my thinking of like,
Yeah.
I would want someone with good character to be in that position.
But also like the rivers, you know how they're getting polluted because of humans? So then that's how the reason why they started the exam, because one of the dragons
From the
died from pollution
Yeah.
of the river.
That's crazy.
And so before he had like like what's it called when someone takes your place? Inheritance. They were also young emojis, so they didn't finish 1,000 training. So that's why they had the exam for emojis that already trained for 1,000 years but failed, had a chance to take his place.
yeah, okay, I remember, yeah.
But if you were an emoji and let's say your trusted somebody caused your downfall to become a dragon and you trained this for 1,000 years, what curse would you bestow on them?
Oh.
That's a good question.
You know? And I was like thinking, I want something not too great. Like I don't want to have the kid never see their parents, right? But I want to do something that's like a huge inconvenience to them, like in their daily living.
So what would a huge inconvenience be like Young Yu's situation where he just can't achieve anything?
I think that's a little too much. I would be like, maybe theirs would be for me, they're always late.
Oh, but I was thinking like everything they eat is spoiled.
That you could kill them with that.
Yeah.
I'd have to think about that one.
I think they're always late.
It's just like not a bad one.
Murder.
I think for me, probably just like insomnia. Never get good sleep.
Oh, that's a good one. Night terrors?
No.
You said insomnia.
No. Why does insomnia equate to night terror?
I don't know, fam.
Jeez.
You're just like 0 to 100.
Yeah, literally.
I don't know.
What would you do?
I don't know.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I said
Being
they're always late.
Oh, that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's enough inconvenience too.
Only in like the U.S. though, like a Western country.
Yeah, that's
Anywhere
true.
else, it's like
whatever.
normal.
Not everywhere.
I guess in
I guess, like,
Japan,
important
it was seen as
meetings.
bad. Not in Japan if you're late.
Yeah, I guess it depends.
It depends on the country.
where they are.
Actually, okay, fine. I changed. Mine won't be so bad. I think they queef.
I was gonna say
And, like, the most-
constipation.
This is something embarrassing, you know? Nothing like too much. But, like, have you like it's like quiet and you queef and it like smells? And everyone is just like staring at you and you're like there's a story with this guy, he was like, you know, silent farts are the smelliest, right? So what he used to do, he would fart in class but he starts to smell it. So he used to do be like just trying to smell it. Tries to smell up all the bad smell himself before it like gets to other people. So in class he'd be like
Crying, bro. Oh.
My stomach hurts.
yeah. But like queefing, I think that's a good one. Constipation is a good one too. Like, oh my god.
Well,
Cursed. Truly cursed.
on that note, should we go on
Yeah,
to this?
Next one.
Yeah.
Alright. We're moving on to our entree. Mom, I'm Sorry, which is about a son realizing that his mom is dying, so he makes a deal with the lifespan dealer to offer his own life years to his dying mother. Now, his mother turned back into being 20 years old, a college student, to chance to live her full life while her son devotes his remaining days to help his mom live her life to the fullest.
Okay, but before we start, so we have another round of tea. The nice thing with the kuromamecha is that you can eat the beans. So I've eaten them before, but I don't think anyone else has. So
Well, I ate them, but they were like very raw. And
Oh
they
yeah,
were
you
good.
ate it like before we steeped the tea. Is it good?
I like sesame kind of tasting.
These are soybeans, right?
Yeah.
How are they treated
They have
to make the tea?
bitter taste.
Can't I just like put soybeans in water?
I don't know.
What taste is one? Okay.
I'm sure they're roasted or something.
Yeah,
right?
they have to be roasted. I don't know, to be honest.
It's kind of like boba from last time, but like beans.
Cool. Okay, we can start now.
So, Mom, I'm sorry. So, out of all of us here, who dropped this one?
I didn't drop it. Well, yeah, I took it off my library.
You took it off your library?
That's fully dropped.
That's
I need us to like rewind.
You don't care about the story development.
Wait till we get later on. I'm out onion for what onion did. So earlier today, I was like, oh, I'm gonna reread the chapter that made me cry. Look at Onion sipping her tea. The real tea was, I was like, I'm gonna read the chapter that made me cry. And then Onion was like, spoil it for me. And I was like, no. And then she read the chapter. She jumped ahead to read the chapter. And then I had to
Why?
criminal actions.
Why?
See, Onion can't be trusted. Can't be trusted.
Well,
But,
trust in the
like,
thought though.
you just like spoilers. Like you don't appreciate
The story?
art,
Yeah.
the story, the
Yeah, no, I never.
Yeah.
You know how much work Webtoon is. You know how much work. I still enjoy the story.
If you could find out how you died, would you want to know?
Yeah.
That's all I need to know. That really is it.
Okay, why did you drop it?
Okay. You know, same thing with How to Become a Dragon. I read the Korean version. I read ahead, and then I was like, and then I read back the English version, and I was like waiting. It was like kind of like when they were like talking about the mom telling everyone that she's actually the mom.
like. Did you read up to like why that happened, or did you just skip ahead and read that?
Oh no, I still was following the thing,
Okay.
and then I stopped, and then everything.
When did you stop?
Between 35 and 40.
What happened there? Do you know? Do you remember?
Oh, no,
Between
like
35 and
years.
40.
Hmm?
35 and 40 is pretty early on. If you already knew like her.
I recognized the drawings. Like, she told Sally and who she was.
Okay.
And then...
You checked in on it recently, right?
Oh, no. I, like, stopped reading at, like, 35.
I thought you checked in recently and were like, oh, I like saw the chapter where she figures out about her son or whatever.
Oh, in the English version.
On the English version?
Korean version, I was like, when it stopped with the English, there's no more English translation, and then I went ahead with the Korean translation, and then that like made me stop with the English translation.
Which was where?
I don't know, 40, 35 to 40, somewhere.
Okay, so you're still really behind, which is surprising that you dropped it so early.
Oh, I was bored.
I don't think so. I don't think that's surprising.
Really?
A little less than half.
Because,
So,
like, the best parts of the story are when more people knows about Henry's steal.
Mm-hmm.
So she dropped it before, like, the thick of it. Or
Yeah.
before it started,
Into the
like...
thick of it.
Into the thick of it. She dropped it before then. I think that's why maybe it was easier to drop.
I see, yeah.
But
Before
I
it
found out
actu-
when his mom found out, though. Is that after?
when his mom found out? That's
Yeah.
like chapter 80, because you skipped ahead and read it, right?
Oh, yeah, because I read to the part. I don't know if I read through it.
You didn't read up to exactly.
Or-
That's the point. You didn't read through it. You didn't read.
Do you
this
read
develop-
books?
You didn't read the development up to
swear-
that point. You just
No, no.
read. You just read Nero.
Fighting words for your mage.
No, you stop doing your thing. You didn't read the story development up to the point where Henry has to tell his mom.
No,
Like,
his mom finds out. He didn't tell his mom, right?
do you read?
She found out through other means, and then she confronted her son.
No, that's not how it happened.
Really?
No.
Oh.
Making assumptions, I see.
See how much she could have gained from
There-
actually reading each
not-
chapter?
Like, I don't know. I think the problem that I have with you right now is that you didn't read the development or like the reasoning up until.
It's only for I didn't care about this. I only do for the ones I care.
Okay, why didn't you care about it?
It's boring.
Just because you're bored.
Yeah. The waiting period of waiting for a new chapter to come out, I just like felt like at first I was invested into it, and then just that waiting period dulled my
Yeah, no, I
wanting
get
to
that.
read. And so then I was just like, I just want to know. At this point, I just want to know what happens at the end.
I don't get that.
So you just get impatient, basically.
I don't get that either.
I was
though.
just like, I just want to know what happens. I just want to see the ending, and then because I was
Okay,
ready
no,
so
like,
far.
no, but like for this story specifically, you know how it's gonna end.
Henry
now
stole
Not
his-
really.
You do in a way. Henry sold his life.
He's gonna die.
He's gonna die.
I don't know. I kind of thought he was going to be able to live.
I thought something was gonna happen.
I thought it was going to be a happy ending.
I thought there's like different ways. Like maybe he would actually die, or maybe he would have him trying to like live.
Okay, but you know the ending, right? Because you read
Well,
it.
now I know today.
Yeah, because you have to explain it.
So-
I didn't want to.
Everyone read the ending, right? So then I saw Little Henry, and I was just like, I asked Cash, and I was
I
like,
haven't gotten to the end yet, just saying.
Where are you?
Like-
Did you drop it?
No, I didn't drop it. I'm still
Okay.
reading it.
We can be friends.
Why did you tell me? Oh, stop! you just let me spoil it.
I was bawling at the end. I was
Yeah.
bawling, and I was bawling. I was texting, our group chat. I'm like, can't believe Onion dropped it.
I'll reread it.
No, you won't. That's okay.
Yeah,
I mean, everyone's allowed their taste.
You were asking how, like, do you read, right? You were asking.
Oh, yeah, do you read books?
I just
Yeah.
remember in elementary school, the way you read was so fast. You just, like, flip through the
Well,
pages.
like manga books, but like actual literature books.
Like manga books. You just
Yeah.
literally, like...
Yeah.
I was like, are you even reading? And you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, I am.
I mean, I still yeah. Like, are you talking about like literature books? Yeah, I don't know.
For
This is
fun.
something I just like read it beginning to end. Even if it gets boring, I'd like force my way through it. That's my mentality. If I'm ready so far into the story, I feel like I wasted my time.
This is for
Okay, this is for
books?
normal books.
Oh yeah, and then so I read to the end. But that same thing with this webtoons. But then there's like always that waiting period, right? With books, I already have the whole story, so I was like, might as well push
That's
through.
true. That makes sense.
But this one, it was just like if it was
if it was allowed,
interested-
you would have binged it.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I get that though, because sometimes I'll wait because I'm like, oh, I'd rather read 10 chapters than one and wait 10 weeks to like
Yeah.
read each one. And I get what you mean by like sometimes you lose interest
Yeah.
in those
Yeah.
in that waiting period.
But like now with literature books, I did this with the last two books I started reading. I don't know. I don't forget. I was like called Dollhouse, and so it was like this. It was near the end, like
Wait, what was
3/4.
it about?
Dollhouse. So it's about a guy who's a taxidermist,
Okay, never mind.
and so then it was like to the part where he like captured the main protag. I wanted to know what happened to the girl while she was running away. So in the middle of that scene,
No.
I went back to the
No.
to the back of the book.
No.
No, okay. And then there's another book where so they introduced a male character in there, and I thought, is this gonna be her love interest? And so I just was kind of like not interested, so I didn't want to like read through it. But then the guy, I was like interested in the guy relation with the girl, so I went to the back of the book, swiped through, and see what happened, what ended up with the two of them.
Nick, please don't make Onion fucking clairvoyant. You would ruin so much shit, bro.
And then when I found out it's not the ending I want, I went, oh yeah, I'm done.
Jeez.
So you see, so my books, like I have like 3 books where there's a bookmark in the middle. Yeah, that's from
Okay,
Because you're
yeah,
just-
no.
But I think that's impatience. Isn't that impatience?
Yeah.
You said before, oh, if the whole thing's there, I'll push through it. But now you're saying you
Oh,
literally.
that's like now. I don't know what's happening to me.
Oh, no. Okay, but before you literally skip to the end when you're just like, I wonder what happens.
Have you ever heard of that mushroom experiment? Not mushroom, sorry, marshmallow, where they put marshmallows in front of kids?
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. That's my entire comment. I feel like there's a sense of fulfillment to sticking through the entire
And finishing it,
storyline.
it's like an accomplishment, like achievement unlocked when you finish.
Because you've gone through the whole
You went
suffering of not knowing.
You went through it with the characters too.
Yeah.
I don't care about if it's book something. I don't care what happens to them. If they die, they die.
Okay, well, I
Very.
cared if Henry died. Honestly, I was really sad about how it ended. I thought it was going to be different. I thought he was going to be forgiven. And it was really interesting to be like, your mom suffered more having you die than she would have suffered her dying.
Like the life, what are they called? Life dealers, lifespan dealers?
Yeah.
It's almost like working with them as a punishment. That's just based on the way that they ended with like the court scene and everything.
Well, because it was illegal what they did. So normally you would have both parties agree to the deal.
I guess.
I get it. I like the end though. I was like, go Sarah. Like, yes, queen, pop off. Go save Henry. When Henry had like the flashbacks. Oh, sorry. Spoilers. Anyway.
Wait, how far did you read? I have like 20 chapters left.
You should get to them.
I know.
Did you read Sarah? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I did.
That was
Is
wholesome.
that like the
That
side,
was-
side?
I'm glad they got their coin. That was a Samsung brand deal, and I'm happy for them.
It was literally an ad, but it was really wholesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it.
I kind of like when the characters are like aesthetic looking. I like the art style for this one. I was like, Olivia's pretty. Henry's very eyebrowy, but he's cute.
Yeah, and Sarah, she's super cool looking.
Yeah.
Like, they all have really good character designs.
Jeremy made me feel really awkward at times.
Oh my god, the situation. Yeah, his
on
crush.
Olivia.
The crush that made
You
me
kind of
feel
cringe a little bit.
I know.
Have you guys ever had a crush on someone that was old? Or
Like old man, older?
yeah,
Like 20 years older, 30 years older.
No.
yeah.
I don't think so. No.
Why do you?
I did like last year.
Oh.
Kind of cringe.
Professor?
No, it was my boss. I had a crush on my boss. I was like, if he was young, he was just really cool. He is really cool, but he was definitely old. I was like, ooh. Yeah. So I
Okay. If your mom was dying,
Would you give your lifespan to her?
would you give your lifespan to her?
It depends.
I think I
because-
would.
Mom, don't watch this.
yeah, I wouldn't want her to know, but I feel like I would.
But like, wasn't it because like she gave up everything for this kid and the kid didn't?
He had a lot of regret for
Yeah.
the way he treated his mom, which I think is why he was more inclined to do the deal. He didn't really fully live the life he wanted with his mom because he didn't appreciate her at the time.
That's what. And he only understood that after when she was on her deathbed.
On her deathbed, yeah.
No, I wouldn't give my lifespan.
You wouldn't.
No, because it's like they lived their life. I guess it's circumstantial. to
It
each
is really
person.
circumstantial. It's like dependent on the relationship with your family. I hope my mom doesn't watch this. I don't think I would.
Same.
Like, if it was my grandma, I would, but not my mom.
Even if it was my dad, I think I still would. But I do think it's circumstantial. I think it depends on the relationship with your parents. But also, like, I know how my parents grew up. And I'm like, dang, like, I wish you had a redo because that shit sucked.
I don't think my parents could do college here, like my mom. I just was thinking more of like the after effects if they did, because then they just get younger in our generation. So then how would they proceed with that? Like with my dad,
to handle the pressure.
like if it was my dad and his business, like his work, and then his coworkers and everyone that he knew, it'd be hard to pretend.
I guess that's true.
For the same reason that you were saying for your parents, I would do it for my grandma because
yeah.
they were living through World War. It was just a completely different time and different circumstances. So if they had the opportunities that we had today, then yeah, I would give up some of my lifespan for my grandparents. But Henry's situation, him and his mom did not have a really good life.
I take it back. I don't think I would, because now when you say that, I'm like, actually, yeah, it would work, like, the storyline. So they would just look like they're 20 again and, like, be young again. I don't think they would like that. I frankly think they would hate it, because they all have siblings who'd want to watch their siblings die.
I think,
Yeah.
And I also
In this
think
case, it's just, like,
everything
Olivia,
They
so-
have no friends. And they see all their friends die before them.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine you're 20 and then you have to study for the ACT to get into college.
Yikes.
I don't
Well,
think
not
that-
anymore because of COVID.
Oh yeah. You know ACT's on now online. Like they can take it online.
I would cheat. No, I wouldn't.
I
not
was like, the possibility.
Dang.
But it depends on your relationship as well as the situation. Because the storyline, Olivia wanted to go back to college. Like, who's to say our parents would want to go back to, like, I don't think my mom would want
Yeah,
to go.
I would imagine what else they would do.
Yeah, it's like you just look young, like you're in your 20s and continue working.
But also, she was sick.
That's true.
I just wonder if my parents would find fulfillment while they're living in their 20s. It's just there's so many possibilities.
But is it really living in your 20s? It's just you are young like you're 20, but that's it.
Yeah, I guess you've already lived your life.
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Versus in this situation, Olivia never got to go to college and, XYZ. So that's why she decided now that she was younger, she could go back to college.
She still wouldn't have wanted it, though.
Yeah. Also, I was
that's
thinking
true.
parents' perspective, like they wouldn't want to see their own kid die before them.
Exactly.
I was like talking with the parents, and I was just like, "What if I died before you?" They got mad because I asked them that, but they were just like, "You should never ask a parent that because that's just a whole nother thing."
That actually changed my dad's life trajectory a lot, because one of my cousins died when he was, like, 15.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think about, because, like, always your older cousin, all of a sudden you're, like, older than him.
Yeah.
Because that happened, my dad changed his career path. You think you always have your kids because they're younger than you, but that's not necessarily true. Yeah.
Like anything can happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say, I feel like in that case, I do think if the roles had been reversed, because, I mean, the story talks about it a lot, of, like, the parents. This is usually the deal done on the parents' end to give their kids more life.
Yeah.
So this one was different because it was Henry giving up his life
for his
for
parents.
his mom.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have done it for his dad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. And then he gets to be no spoilers.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't think it's worthy of being dropped.
Yeah, I really don't think it's worthy of being dropped.
And I
It's
feel
not
like-
worthy of being read ahead either. Just to
It
figure out
really
what
isn't
happened.
like just to figure out what happened, just to satisfy your curiosity. The story development for this one specifically was so well done. I was satisfied with the ending. But like yes, it was sad. It was well rounded. It was a well rounded ending, and I felt it deserves to be read through. Completely.
I also really liked Sarah, I'm sorry.
You didn't read Sarah, I'm sorry, did you?
Because I saw like the promotional. I didn't know it was like connected, but it was like another side story of like what if, right?
Yeah, read the full story of Mom, I'm Sorry, and then read Sarah, I'm Sorry.
I think I read it in between before I finished the story, actually.
Oh, really?
I think I might have, yeah.
Okay. People were kind of complaining about spoilers because even though the Korean version was already finished, they released the translation of Sarah, I'm Sorry before the English translation had completed. So a lot of people are like, don't read this if you're like, don't want to be spoiled.
I feel like it's a good one to binge, though. And I feel like Onion would have read it
If
if
it was
Onion
out.
could have binged it, yeah.
I think the problem is that I get so like I want to read more. You know, you get like that you want to read more, and you see there's fast pass. You know, I don't want to pay, right? So that I just read the Korean version, but then
You're forced to stop.
Yeah,
stop.
once you catch up with
and
the
I
Korean
forced to stop
version.
for like 3 weeks because the English has to catch up that to the Korean version, and so then just at that point I'm just like lose interest.
Well, have you ever thought of just like if you liked a story, just completely cue it, forget about it, and just come back to it later once it's all done?
I'm like fixated on that webtoon. I'm just like, oh my god, I really love this webtoon. It's like I feel like that's like a thing with like if I'm really into something, then that's all I think about for like months.
I think we should play that game again, because now I know how to play it. He's a 10.
Oh, yeah.
With Henry. With all the characters, maybe, actually.
Okay. Olivia, she's a 10, but she's
actually...
yeah, she's actually old.
I would get with her. She has like mature. I don't know. I feel like she gave me a life advices, but I don't know. What's with their face? I don't know. I wouldn't see that as a downfall of her.
Well, you
being
can't say
older.
I'd get with her, but she'd give me life advice. So not sexy.
I don't see her older mind of like having her lived her life almost twice as like a backset. It's just one thing if she started acting like my mom.
I just feel like
would, though.
She would, yeah. And it put a wrench in for Jeremy because she was like, I'm old.
It's like a different mindset.
But still, I would say she's like an 8. Well, it depends what term. Okay. If I'm thinking about it, like,
I want to be her friend, but maybe not her lover.
yeah. If I'm thinking about it as like lover, 8. If I'm thinking about it as like friend, like maybe like 12 because she's like cool, hip.
Yeah.
She looks cool and hip.
Yeah.
Not to be like ageist, but like, you know, she's got that experience to back it
Yeah.
up. And like, yeah, I'm sure she cooks really well and stuff. So
Yeah.
Should we do Henry?
Henry, he's a, what would we even rate? He's a
6.5? 7?
6.
Is that high?
I thought he was cute.
I mean, he's cute.
Is that high? Would you think a guy that's like 6.57?
I think
is cute?
once it's over 5, like, yeah. Like, 5 is halfway.
I'll give him a 7.
No, that's like 6.57. That's what I said. What, you think he's an 8?
a 10.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I would say.
Well, his mom can't be a 10 if he's like a 6. Is that how it works?
Well, that's how they drew him, though. I would say 7, but, you know, we always have to do the but, right? 7, but he has mommy issues.
Yeah.
Not even he dies young, just he has mommy issues.
Yeah.
It's a good one to spoil. Let's get to the dessert.
All right. So our lovely, not so lovely dessert, True Beauty, is about a girlie who is bullied for her appearance, starts to wear makeup to become a beauty goddess. And the story just follows her as she navigates her love life and the goal of becoming a cosmetologist.
Is that even still a goal?
I don't know. I haven't read it.
I think that's her main goal. but
Wait, who
it
dropped
makes
it?
sense. Meh.
Yeah. I've been reading this one. I feel like I'm reading it because it's easy to follow. I don't know if that makes
easy
sense.
to jump in at any
Yeah,
time.
lookism, for example, like once you jump off, you can kind of miss a lot.
Can't go back.
You can't really go back.
I haven't gone back since I jumped off.
But this one I feel like you can.
I agree with that.
I don't know. I don't particularly like it. I don't particularly look forward to it or enjoy it that much.
So why are you reading it?
Because I read Webtoon every day.
Okay, but
Because she got into makeup, her self-confidence was supposed to grow. And then we see her like get into makeup and then just have like a weird love triangle.
people compare True Beauty to Makeup Remover. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I haven't read the Makeup Remover.
That was pretty good.
Remover.
But people were like, "Oh yeah, you think that True Beauty's gonna go the same route
Yeah.
as like Makeup Remover?"
Makeup Remover makes sense.
where she
It's a
like,
good story.
okay, yeah, True Beauty, like, I mean, it was good. It was funny. It was good at the beginning, but then it gets to a point where you're like, okay, what is her goal? Literally no character development with the main character.
That's true.
That was part of the reason why I dropped it. I was like, she's literally not growing and she's just stuck in this stupid love triangle. What happened to her dream of actually doing something with makeup, becoming a, what was it called?
Cosmetologist.
Cosmetologist. I don't know if she does it later on. I think when I stopped dropping, she started getting in like the makeup industry a little bit. There was that period before she got into the makeup industry and that guy, I don't remember his name. Suho, he like goes back to Japan. This boy, why are you so depressed? This boy's not your life, kind of thing, you know? Like, I don't know. She like fell into a depression almost.
They weren't even dating or anything.
They weren't, yeah. It was just like there was no character development from her at that point.
I didn't like her relationship, how she handles Suho and Sojun.
Yeah.
She did both of them. Spoiler.
Oh yeah, and then she goes back to the Suho, right? After he comes back.
The story just seems like a romance
Love triangle.
where there's no development with the main character. If the story like evolved in a way where you see Ju-young,
Yeah.
if you see Ju-young going towards her dreams and like trying to figure that out, I feel like it would be a little bit different.
And maybe a little bit early on too, instead of, because at one point every week you'd read another episode and you kind of get in this loop, like, okay, where is this going? Like, it's not really going anywhere. It's like a long arc
Yeah.
that I just didn't want to continue.
I don't mind romance. Like reading romance webtoons. Yeah, that look. But also like I feel like that's part of why I didn't drop it. Because I was like,
I just didn't like the character development. There was literally none. There's literally none.
For none of them either.
I think for this one, for the title being True Beauty, I feel like it does lack a lot in regards to
The true beauty.
yeah,
It
like
doesn't go back to
even when she doesn't have makeup on, she's still conventionally attractive. It's very obvious. I don't think like the author like tries to deny it. So are all the other characters. I think what should have happened was she would have been a cosmetologist for SFX like horror movie makeup.
Yeah, because she was like
Because that's what bonded her with
Suho.
and the author never goes back to that. Her like love for like,
horror.
Yeah.
They become very one-dimensional and they're only serving the purpose of like continuing.
a story.
Yeah, I think the author tries to make it like interpersonal relationships, but you really only get one relationship at a time, which makes it weird
Yeah.
because it's not realistic.
It's just frustrating how the other characters are then like forgotten or treated.
I'm curious about your opinion on it because you dropped it, but you're also caught up.
I like dropped it for like a long time, and then I was just curious one time. I was just like, oh, I wonder where the story is at or if it's ended now. But then it was still ongoing, and I was at a more interesting arc. And that's what like so I'm just like skipping more of the boring repetitive stuff, and then I'm like reading the interesting drama arcs, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, there's like how her bully gets reintroduced into the story later on. I was like, oh, I wonder how her relationship with her bully is gonna turn out.
And nothing happened out of that, really.
Yeah.
I feel like talking about it, I'm like, maybe I should drop it.
It's something is going to happen.
So I should keep reading?
Maybe you can skip here and there. Like I call them like filler episodes. They're like filler.
Yeah.
So then
I feel like the whole thing is a filler.
yeah. For this verse specifically, when it involves her bullies, when it doesn't involve her bully at all, I just entirely skip the episode, and then when it goes back to that storyline, and then I continue reading it.
I feel like the title is kind of ironic. It's called True Beauty, but all of the characters are like super dolled up.
Very beautiful.
Very beautiful. I mean, and when she does show her like her real face, it's like meme. She's like a meme basically. Like it's just to be for comic relief.
again, what Cash was saying, it's very one-dimensional. So
like the author definitely could have done a lot with, like, I mean, the title's called True Beauty. The author could have done a lot to show people or the characters their true beauty, whether it be like their actual character and like how they are on the inside,
separate from their outward appearance.
Separate from their outward appearance.
I feel like we're constantly being forced and fed like an image of what beauty is, what beauty looks like. And like, you know, everyone is self-conscious and has like days where they're like, oh, like, am I beautiful? Why do I want to be perceived as beautiful, etc. And some days I'm like, I'm ugly. But then I'm like, my friends are really cute though, so I can't be that ugly. Kind of weird. But that's like my train of thought.
No. Like, sometimes I think like is this... Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I don't know who I was talking to, but I was like, yeah, I'm only friends with pretty people.
Yeah.
Well, like, no, like, sometimes when my friends post pictures on social media, I'm just like, oh my god, you're so pretty. Like, this is why I'm friends.
Oh my god.
I mean, it kind of sounds bad, but I'm gonna explain more. I said, like, I'm only friends with pretty people. Not that, like, I don't know, it's just, like, not pretty as in, like, appearance, but also pretty as in, like, character, too.
Yeah.
I think once you know someone, you just find them more beautiful.
Mm-hmm, yeah, that too. When I see friends post things on social media, like, them graduating or, you know, getting a job, like, scoring a good interview, whatever, I just, like, feel so proud. Like, wow, I'm really friends with this person. Like, they're making it, they're doing it. Like, I'm friends with pretty people.
Besides, like appearance and, like, in the traditional way, I just feel like features can be so unique. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Not to be cringe, but, like, sometimes I look at you guys and I'm like, dang. Like, you guys are so pretty. And I'll look at your features and I'm like, just looking. I'm just admiring, you know? So sometimes when I'm, like, feeling bad about myself, I'm like, oh, my friends are cute, so I can't be that ugly. But that wasn't my point. My point was, like, more than that, like, even when I do think that, it's still, like, there are worse things to be than ugly. Yeah. And I just feel like that is not true beauty. Like that, I mean, like the story, the webtoon, like it's not where it's getting to. And I wish it was, but it really
It
isn't.
never. It's like, will they ever? Maybe not.
I think that's why we come back to like character growth. Even if there was more diversity in like true beauty of like shapes and skin tone and like, I don't know, like hair, height, like any of that. I feel like without it covering like their personalities and their character and like how far they would go for loved ones, it's not beauty.
It's
All the characters, they just meet the beauty standard.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
that's it.
that's why it's like it's ironic. It's called true beauty.
Yeah.
When you don't even.
What is the Korean title? Is it also
Give me a sec.
Last week's podcast, we talked about Back to You, and we were talking how the Korean title is Just a Girl I Know.
That one ended.
Yeah, I haven't finished it yet.
I
though.
finished it, and then that title makes more sense. And the ending, I liked it.
And you read it.
All I'll
Yeah, I need to catch up to
say.
that.
Yeah.
I haven't read Back to You. So it was interesting because the Korean title for that one is Just a Girl I Know, but then the English title is Back to You. Whereas, like, I feel like the Korean title probably had a lot, like, more, like, significance versus, like, the English title. So I was wondering, okay, well, True Beauty. Like, I wonder if True Beauty has that any kind of significance with their Korean title versus, like, their English title.
Onion, did you find it?
Yeah, it's Yoshin Ganglim. So Yoshin is like very beautiful. Ganglim is like coming beautiful.
Okay.
This is Advent of Godness. So it's like top, like true beauty, like top beauty, like
Like
Godly
goddess.
beauty.
Oh, like God,
Beauty
like
of Goddess kind of
yeah,
thing.
Beauty of a Goddess or something.
Like a very beautiful person.
Okay.
So like divine beauty.
Yeah, kind of like that. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So it's not even like becoming or anything.
No.
Whack.
It's just beauty.
It's just beauty.
Well, I liked my alternate ending. I wish I'd been that.
It's very this. So like if we're thinking of like a plot line that goes like this, it's very like
Yeah, it's pretty flat. And I feel like it's really the art style. Why people keep reading it, because the main characters are pretty.
And romance.
The romance is kind of bad,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah. I wonder, it'd be interesting if the people watching or listening, if there's anybody who are diehard fans of True Beauty.
Yeah, I would be
Because
interested.
I'm still yet to find someone who
In love
is
with.
like, in love with True Beauty.
or like continues to read
Or
it?
recommend
because they
it to other
actually
people.
enjoy it.
I was gonna. Okay, another thing though, she was relatable in a weird way. Of like, but now they're all successful
Yeah.
and like kind of rich. So it's like, how relatable is this?
It's
So,
not.
yeah, I would be interested in seeing it.
Like ever
who are
since
the
she like
diehard
graduated
fans.
high school.
Yeah, I'm like,
especially because she only just graduated. Wait, what did you say?
Like I think it was relatable while she was still in high school, but after she graduated high school and then she didn't go to college.
She didn't go to
right?
college either too.
She was just
and she's like doing makeup for idols. Like, come
Yeah.
on, like top YouTuber, top makeup YouTuber. You've been doing it for less than a year. Come on, like, not really. Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
not relatable. Again, it comes back to character growth. There really isn't any.
Yeah,
Unfortunate.
I'm honestly ready for a la carte. So
Okay, let's
Let's just wrap it up.
all right.
Yeah,
so
let's
that was True Beauty. A la carte. So this is where we are recommending one of our favorite reads. So
yes, I read the one from last week from Unripe Apples. The title is weird.
Unripe Apples.
Something else though. It starts with something else. Anyway, it's good. It was a good binge. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I saw
Is
that
it
there was
finished?
a chapter,
No.
Okay.
It is finished, but
but there's like 50
English.
chapters out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why I mean, like, it's a good binge. That's a good binge for me. When I see a webtoon that has like 50 chapters, I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's
yeah,
good.
It's very wholesome.
yeah.
Unripe apples. Okay, I'll read it.
Yeah, I need to look into that. I don't have a. I need to look at.
More important than that, though.
I want to hear yours.
Yeah. Okay, so I was so excited. So we couldn't meet up last week, but since 2 weeks ago, I found this webtoon, and it is so good. And I was like, oh my god, they're gonna enjoy this one. And I've just been looking forward to bringing it up. It is called. It's okay. So the first season has ended.
Okay.
It's called Surviving Romance.
Okay.
Before y'all do an eye roll,
Surviving.
it is a horror webtoon.
Wait.
It is not a romance webtoon.
Okay.
And I know we were talking about like Never Ending Darling. So it gives off a little bit of Never Ending Darling vibes, but dare I say, it tops it. It's good. Like, you're reading it.
Tops Neverending Darling.
Yeah, y'all need to read this.
Wait, what's it called? What's it called?
58. Surviving Romance. I'm gonna share in the group chat right now.
Okay.
It's so good, bro. Like,
wait,
and
what is
maybe
it
it's
about?
me because I'm like, oh,
Yeah, give us a sign.
there's a trope that I really like. Not a trope, but like a genre that I really like that's in this. So
Okay.
it like gives like nostalgia me like a little boost.
Give us a sign-ups.
Dude, this is the person who made makeup remover.
What?
That's I was like looking at the drawings and it looked very similar. So I looked at the creator and she's the same person who made makeup.
It's good and it's so different, but it's so good. Like y'all need to read this, and I
Okay.
don't want to say anything because I don't want to spoil it.
Okay.
But
Let's
like,
do this.
You want us to just go in blind.
yes, and like you just don't know what you're getting next, and I'm so excited to see. And like makeup remover, I think it was really good,
really
and they
liked
went
it.
full circle. So knowing that, I'm like, this is gonna be top tier. I think this is gonna pop off.
excited.
I don't know when, but I wish it was like also classified as romance because it would get so many more readers. And anyway.
Yeah.
The style is very deceiving. You look at the art style; it looks
It's very.
I mean, you just everything. It's like way deeper than you think it is, especially initially because you don't know what the heck is going on. But once you get into it, they'll explain a little bit more, and you're like, "Oh, that was on purpose." Like even the art is on purpose. So good.
Really?
That's my recommendation. Honestly, I think it's been a long time since I've had one where I'm like, "Dang, if I die, I'm gonna be sad because I didn't finish that webtoon." This might be the new one where I'm like, I might be sad because I won't be able to finish this webtoon.
Okay, wait. So how many? There's 50. Around 50.
58.
Okay.
End of first season. It's done.
Oh, okay.
However, this author has come back from like hiatus. Like they finished a webtoon, so I trust him to finish this one too.
Okay. Cool.
It's good. It's so good. I'm so excited. Please
Okay.
message in the group chat.
I will read
That's
it.
my part.
I like binging stuff. So if it's not out yet, then it's a little, or if it's still ongoing, like it's a little harder for me to keep up.
Last week was spent. I kind of spent my week getting caught up to some webtoons that I started a while ago and just like hadn't come back to. So I've been reading Act Like You Love Me, which I know I don't like.
That sounds so familiar.
Oh yeah, I know.
You're
It's the one with
reading
the doll, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I recommended it to you a while ago because I know I don't really like romance, but that one's like really funny. And the reason why I liked that one was because I actually read the author's previous webtoon, which is completed. It was like The Wolf in Red Riding Hood. That one was hilarious. So when I saw that they had a new webtoon out, I was like, I'm definitely gonna read it because it was like just the other one was just so funny. It's just really funny.
Okay, the thing is for me about romance is if it's strictly romance, then no. But if it's rom-com, I'm okay with rom-com. You know, it just has to be romance with something else. Like if it's just strictly romance, like
that's the main plot.
yeah, I don't care. I'm sorry, but I don't
Which
care.
webtoons are only romance though?
Freaking Seasons of Blossom season
love
1.
Seasons of Boss.
I Love You. Yeah, that one's also.
I dropped.
We all dropped that one.
I love you. I forgot about that.
I think I would have read it. I'm bad at remembering the titles.
Yeah.
Oh no, I dropped that one, but that one was because the plot wasn't going anywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is it still ongoing?
Yeah. Also, what's up with the art style? It's so different. It's like different color tones.
Yeah. What the heck? Where it
let me
looks
see,
kind of dark. Like where's it going?
They're vampires now.
Muted.
They no, I made that up, but it can't be true. I would all believe it because the plot was like, what is happening?
Like why are they?
Gray.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I like it. It looks pretty nice though. I like.
I like the art
People
style.
liked it
I was
because of the art.
excited about it, but
It was
the
so
plot
funny. It wasn't
just-
going anywhere.
And yeah,
And it was literally romance.
I don't think it's drama,
Whatever. It's romance.
but yeah, it's romance.
It's literally called I Love You.
I feel like I might agree with you if there isn't anything else that's like making it spicy. Because I'm like, yeah. I'm like personally like I don't even want my love life to do anything. So why would I want to be
Exactly.
reading about it? Like, no, thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, Act Like You Love Me. Very funny. It's fine. Very funny, and I think I like it. The reason why I like it so much is the facial expressions. The author's really good at conveying like comedy with the faces.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So that one, and then their other one, if you want something finished, then The Wolf in Red Riding Hood is also like really funny.
I dropped that. Is that with the girl who has like a
Continue the drop.
I know. That one's so funny. It's finished. I don't know why you dropped it. It's hilarious. And it's short and hilarious.
Yeah, I remember.
It's short and hilarious, and each of the main characters have very weird quirks, so that's what makes it really funny.
Okay, mine is what's the name? School Bus Graveyard.
I have that one on
It's a thriller. I read it when it was Canvas, but then I dropped it because I feel like it wasn't going anywhere. But then I read it again right when it was becoming a YouTube original. It's so...
A YouTube original?
Oh, no, Webtoon.
Oh, I was like, what does that mean? Thought they were animating
No,
them.
so it's just like about school kids, and they went off to a school trip, and then they got cursed somehow, their whole group. So every time they sleep, they are transported into dystopia where they're chased by shadows, and if they die in their dream, then they die in real life. Or any injuries they sustained in that, it carries over. There's that, like, let's say you get gashed in that dream, and then you wake up. So you're not gashed in the
Are you
real life.
spoiling it?
No.
Okay.
But then they still have
still
the
feel the
pain.
pain.
Wow.
Okay,
I'd
on
read
that topic, do
I
you
feel like we kind of have the same taste.
on that topic, do you feel pain in your dreams, like when you're sleeping?
Yeah, immense pain.
Yeah, like when you get hurt in your dreams, do you feel it, like in
Yeah.
real life? I do too. Yeah, I do too. What about you?
I'm trying to
Like there's been
remember.
times when there's been moments like in my dreams where I'm in like a ton of pain, and then I'll like slowly wake up, and then all of a sudden the pain will just like slowly
fades away.
slowly fade away.
Dang.
Yeah.
On that note, Ami.
Okay, yeah. So my a la carte, it's not online Webtoon, but you know we don't discriminate, right? Unless Webtoon wants to sponsor us. But could you hand me that novel at the bottom?
No.
One at the bottom.
Oh, I support you.
Okay, so this is called, I'm gonna butcher the Chinese name, but it's called 强关西服. It means
Why do you know how to say it, even if it's butchered?
okay, stop. It's so good. I can't read Chinese, but I still bought the Chinese one because like the
art
art
is beautiful.
is beautiful. I don't know if we can zoom in on this, but the art is amazing. Like, I don't know how somebody, oh my god, sorry. You know, show and tell, guys. I don't know how somebody could draw this stuff. Like, it's so beautiful. Can I see it? Yeah, it's also.
I did start to read it, but I
Did you drop it?
well, not really. I feel like I didn't get far enough to say that I dropped it, but like I was like, I think. I don't know. I don't know what it was about it. I feel like sometimes I feel overwhelmed.
It's confusing. Tianguan Shifu, which is, the English title is Heaven's Official Blessing. It's a BL. Just gonna preface that. It's BL. It's so good.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. But you know, when I read it, I first read it or watched the anime.
I don't like romance.
Okay, no.
boys
No.
love-
It's different. It's different. Okay. So I first watched the Netflix anime, right?
There's a Netflix anime.
Yes.
Okay,
That's
sorry,
what-
I might have forgotten
the
how
anime
much
is
there was of it.
Really short.
It's only
Maybe
12
I
episodes.
should read the
It's only 12 episodes.
I'll watch the anime. I'll read the webtoon, and then
No,
I'll
no.
read the book.
Okay, yeah, you could do that. That's the order I did it. I have the books, so if you want a physical copy, but if you want some,
Okay,
digital,
how would you recommend it then to do it?
Read the novel.
Read the
first,
webtoon.
right?
you could read the webtoon first. I watched the Netflix anime first. I was confused, so then I read the webtoon. Made more sense, and then when I read the novel, it like full circle made sense.
Oh, can I borrow the novel
Yeah,
then?
it's right there.
I have so many. Is it okay if I take my time? Because I have
Yeah.
so many books checked
I've
out.
already
Bro,
finished it.
my library is being whacked right now because they're not like renewing their things on books. So like, because I use the app, so the books won't be available anymore. So
Oh,
I'm like,
that's
I
weird.
actually have to finish it now. Anyway, sorry.
Okay, anyway, so Tianguan Shifu is about it's a novel, a Danmei novel.
A god fallen, a ghost risen.
Yes. Okay, let me just read the back. So, like that's smart. Basically, it's about a crown prince. I don't want to say their names because I'm gonna butcher it. Cheilun, Cheilun. I don't know. I'm not gonna try. But anyway, so the prince of the kingdom, he was, he ascended and became a god. And you all know me. I like my supernatural
Historical
period drama, like global studies girl. That was me. So I love my period dramas. And he ascended, he became a god, and then he got banished. And then they were like, okay, we'll give you another chance. And they let him go back up again. he got banished like within the first 30 minutes.
Loser.
After he got banished the second time, he lives as a mortal for 800 years, and then he's given a third time to become a god again. So this story is about his third time in heaven.
Top 3 reasons why it should be read.
Yes. So it should be read. Top 3 reasons. Okay, like low-key it is longer than the Bible, but there's so many characters. Every character is likable. Like even like the worst character in this, you still feel for the worst character.
I like those stories.
Yeah,
that's reason 1.
Okay, yeah. Every character has so much character development too. It's a very, very well-rounded story. And each arc, you don't think they're connected at first, but each arc, as you keep reading it, it takes, like, you start seeing stuff from the first arcs, it, like, all connects.
Dang. The art is stunning, too.
The art is amazing. I don't know how STARember, I don't know how they're able to do this. Like, every single...
It's like cinematic.
Yeah, it's cinematic. Every single frame in the webtoon, like, if I could print it out, and, I mean, I have it printed out. If I have a second copy, I would literally cut out every single page and post it on my wall. Like, look at the... It's
I'm
so
trying to see
beautiful.
spoilers, so I'm, like, not looking. But,
Okay,
like,
well,
yeah,
I mean,
it's pretty.
It's not really, you probably won't really get spoiled because it's just super beautiful, but there's a lot of action, actually. There's so many fight scenes, but... Yeah, it's like... You'd appreciate the anime more once you've read the story.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Tasty drinks. A la carte.
That's all for this week's podcast. Thanks for tuning in. If you liked it, press that like button down below and, press the subscribing button because it doesn't hurt anyone and it helps us out. So we'll see you next week.
Gang gang.
Bye.